national championship. The entire season has been boiling down to this. 2 drivers remain with a shot to take home the cup. It's Milk in the points lead with a 10-point advantage over Bryce. Milk driving the 25 and Bryce driving the 9 are your main drivers to watch today. We are about to head to qualifying. You all are getting this directly from Milk's roof feed. I honestly don't know what perspective he drives in, but whatever perspective he drives in, that is what feed you are getting for this race. I am your host, NLS Network, proud owner of NLS Graphics. I wish that was an actual patented company. That would be cool. And of course, the NLS Racing Network brand. I am a Valvoline driver myself when it comes to the truck series. That wrapped up. Go check out. Oh, gotcha. I need to be more loud. What are what are you using to stream this? Because you might be able to turn my thing up on there unless it's already max. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna mess around with Discord audio for just a second. Then I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Milk, I need you to tell me if this is too loud as soon as you get a chance. I went from 49% input to 100%. Oh my god. 70%? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna rock with this. Yeah, here, is this working or you need a little bit louder? Alright, let's go with 80. How's that? Hello, hello. Alright, now I'm in. Okay, my mic cut out for a second, but I'm all good now. Alright. That's too loud. Alright, audio testing's going great. I apologize for that. I guess I'll redo my intro here in a bit if it was quiet before. Alright, Milk, I need another invite if you can hear me. Your stream is very delayed, so it's not going to be quite timed up if I'm using your stream. Oh yeah, okay, audio's still working, cool. Yeah, alright, well at the very least I fixed the audio balance. I'm now just waiting on an invite from Milk so we can get to qualifying, which could be very important. The fastest lap and pole each award 5 points. Remember, the points gap, which is on your screen right now, is only 10. So being quick on a short stint could make a massive difference. that's okay. While we're waiting on the invite. Oh, wait, hold up. We might be getting it here in a second. I'm watching the stream and I'm trying to figure out when he's going to send it. We do have a massive field today, which should come in nice. I do need Milk to send me that driver list as soon as he gets it, but that's okay. And as we take just a moment for the stream to set up, let's see. All right, yeah, as we take just a moment for the stream to set up, and, oh. Well, thank you, Milk, for that. Sorry, we're dealing with some direct communication thing. Damn. All right. While I wait for an invite, I am going to go get some spicy chicken that I reheated too close to the start of this broadcast. I'm going to go get that, see if it's done. If it's not, I'll put it back in the microwave and go get it after qualifying. If it is done, I might be gone a second longer, but I'll be back soon. What is important for any of you who might be watching qualifying right now or watching back later, pole will matter a lot if it goes to either Milk or Bryce. These are the two traditionally best drivers in all of Valvoline. Bryce one-upping Milk in championships in the Grand National Series 3-2. Milk one-upping Bryce in the Cup Series 2-1. This should be a titanic battle for the ages, and if Bryce sticks it on pole, things will get very, very interesting. Actually, right before I go, I'm waiting on... There's the invite that I was looking for. All right, so now that I am in the qualifying lobby, oh. All right, yeah, perfect. All right, qualifying is up. I'm gonna make sure we load in and we are all good before I take a step away for just a moment. Which I believe the server is still setting up, so we should be all good. But now, waiting for drivers here at Kansas, relax and enjoy the sounds of Valvoline Grand National Qualifying. with chicken, which means we can pick up with the action, as it's the 25 and the 9 already battling out front, something unique to Valvoline, maybe not so unique, but unique for the leagues I'm in at least. There is a qualifying race before the main race. So you can score up to 5 points, I believe, by winning this. I'll double check that in a moment, but it's the 9 of Bryce out front. However, with him being out front, he does not have the draft, which means unless he got a good lap earlier in this event while I was getting chicken, he may be sacrificing pole points to go for the win and get 5 points that way. If Milk is unable to catch the 9 car out front, it may benefit him to try to use this draft to set a fast lap, but I believe he's still in the draft of the 9. These are going to be very important points here as Milk sails it off into 1. The 55 right on his bumper. Can't quite pull up to him, loses a little bit of time. That ally Ford behind the 25 of Milk, not quite getting the run he needs. Milk could set a very dangerous lap here, riding that high line, keeping it out of the wall, off of turn 4. He's only having 1 car of draft, which may mean the cars behind him are faster, but that lap could have been pretty good if he was able to make any sort of leeway. And the 9, and there's a big hit behind him. Behind Milk, there was a big collision between the ally Ford and another purple car right behind him. So many purple cars in this race. But a big collision there. They keep it together for third and 4. There's contact for the lead. Milk sends it in too deep. And it's Bryce who ends up in the wall. I can't imagine Bryce appreciated that. Milk backed off. Now the ally Ford back to the lead, or tries to. And there's a huge crash in the back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars around. It's the entire field. 7, 8. I think that's 8 cars involved in this crash. Something got set off and everyone picked up to be a part of it. That was a massive incident and will lead to a caution coming out in the qualifying race. Not something we expected to see. Oh, I'm an idiot. That was the end of qualifying. Oops. I didn't look at the lap counter of Milk's live stream. That's where the massive pileup ended up coming from. But it's Bryce who snags the qualifying win. 5 points to Bryce. He's only 5 back now of Milk. Your title battle is oh so close now. Anyways, if people, well, it sucks, I guess. I was calling it on Milk's stream, not on my own stream. Of course, looking from my perspective, I don't see the lap count. Thank you, Heat5. And I just see 9, 10 cars wadding it up in the back. It was extravagant. But unfortunately, you all will miss out on that. That is okay. So now I will take my leave from this lobby so I can be invited back for the race. That was your qualifying race here from Valvoline. We will be back shortly to bring you the feature event, the Valvoline Grand National Championship race from Kansas. now that I have a driver's list, I am back. Still waiting on the race to start to get the invite from Milk. But what a qualifying race we just had. The Heat win, awarding 5 extra bonus points to Bryce as he pursues Milk for this championship. It's going to be Jarrett who lands on pole, which means neither one of them will pick up those extra 5 bonus points for the pole position. We knew that Bryce wasn't going to pick it up being out front and having no draft, but Milk not picking it up is a big miss on his part. Milk will only be starting P5 in today's event, while Bryce will be starting P4, actually setting a faster lap than his championship rival. That is a huge deal. As I am now joining in for the championship race, hopefully not too late, but I might miss the very beginning. That's okay. As I take a bite of some really good spicy chicken, get some Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce, some chicken thighs, put that in a crock pot for 7 hours with some ranch seasoning on top. You've got yourself a meal right there. Combine some rice and corn at the end of it. I mean, there is nothing better. We are waiting for the green flag to come out here at the Kansas Lottery 300, in which I believe is a 25% race. Here we go. The drivers line up, someone disconnects, and we are... something. What the hell is happening? I don't know what's happening on Milkstream, but everyone rolled off very, very slowly. Now we are green and underway here at Kansas. The 9 of Bryce in the second lane, washing back as Milk goes for the lead down to the inside of the 16. That's not Milk, that's the 55. I hate how many purple cars there are in this race. Milk isn't even in one of them. That's alright. Now as we go through 3 and 4, the high line becomes preferable. The 55 washes up in front of the field. They scatter 4 wide behind as the 16 pulls out to a big lead. We are 4, almost 5 wide. The 44 hard in the wall. The 21 up against the barrier. All of the purple cars pushing each other up the track. Where are Bryce and Milk in all of this? Milk out into P2. Where is Bryce gone? Obviously, this is just the first stage, but major championship implications if Bryce was washed to the back in all of this. Milk still sitting P2. Bryce, in the purple 9 machine, another one of the purple machines, has found his way to 3rd. He was not washed up in all the chaos as the field starts to single file out. It is a massive field of what I believe is 12 entries, if not more. They're racing for 10 laps here in the first stage. I believe they're coming to lap number 4 now. It really just depends on how delayed the stream is. They're either on lap number 5 or lap number 4, lap number 5 right now. As the leader hits the wall, the 16 into the wall. It's Milk out ahead of the field. Sweeping stages gets another 5 bonus points. If Milk is able to do that, he will be back to plus 10 over Bryce. Bryce wants to do anything but let that happen. Not only that, but of course there are stage points awarded, the same as in the NASCAR Cup Series, 10 through 1. So where these two drivers finish in stage 1 is going to be massively important. Bryce tries to send it in low. He's going to pull up just short of Milk, maybe try to regroup and get a run down the back straightaway, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He lost a little bit on exit, powered it into the corner, gets none off. In turn 3, he's going to take a slightly lower line, but still on that highest groove of progressive banking. Now the number 9 machine should have a good run onto the front stretch for Milk in that 25 car. The battle for the lead is the battle for the championship. Bryce is going to back up the corner into one. Through two, he's closing in. Down the back straightaway. Does Bryce have a run? Not quite yet. He's going to draw dead even into three, lifting at the same point. Dead even on exit. We will wait and see. It looks like Milk has a little bit of a run, but he's in the wall. Bryce is going to go high. Past the start-finish line, Milk giving him no room on that inside. Almost up against the wall, Bryce now resumes the lead. Milk sends it in low. Does the slide job stick? He's going to be crossed over by the 9. A brilliant move by the 9 of Bryce. Fantastic driving from him. Milk falls all the way back into P, number 4. Devastating ground lost for the Milk Machine. Now as we go to the race for the lead, it is Icon chasing down Bryce, throws a move to the inside. Bryce aggressively defends, has to throw a slider into 1 and 2. Is this gonna hurt him? The 10 car tries to cross him over. Bryce goes low, the 10 goes lower. They're into each other, sliding loose down the track, and Milk is now back up into P number 2. He'll throw another slider down low into the 9 of Bryce. Bryce up into the wall, 3 cars, 4 wide into the fence. Bryce loses a lot of ground from that. Milk still side by side for the lead with Icon. Massive contact, and was that move too far by Milk? These two might have an ugly finish to this championship. Milk with the slide job, and they hit for P2. That means Milk will retain the lead. P2 had a massive collision, one low, one high, trying to go opposite ways. They slam into the sides of each other, and it's Bryce who will benefit back up into P number 3. We are coming to the end of the stage, to the line. It looks like Milk's going to get there first. Bryce gets there third. That is massive for championship implications. Unless my stream wasn't as delayed as I think, they still appear... I honestly can't tell if they're still racing. I hate Heat 5 cameras. They still are racing. We have one more lap to go in the stage. My apologies. Out of 3... into 4. The 10 car trying to hold off the 9 of Bryce and steal away second in the stage. Bryce looking to have none out of it, but he hits the wall. Bryce will lose multiple positions. Bryce finishes P4, I believe. And Milk snags the stage win. Huge loss of points there right at the end for Bryce. Those will be calculated here in just a moment. We'll see what this really means. Now that I'm actually here, I can catch up on laps. So we'll figure all of that out. But what an opening stage. Some possibly dirty, questionable moves from the two championship contenders racing hard. We'll have to see how that affects the rest of their evenings. Milk was +5 before all of that happened. He then won the stage. He should be +9 now. So we get ready to restart. Expected for 9 laps to happen in stage number 2. We go green from Kansas. Looking at the 9 of Bryce, he got a great restart, but he's on that high lane again. He's able to find a space down low, though, and he's going to follow Milk through, looking for that second position over the 44. Milk will undoubtedly move up the track to try to block the 44, not give the 9 draft. It appears to be working as there's massive contact for P2. The 44 gets loose and forces the 9 to run low down the racetrack. But Bryce tries to pull the slider, puts the 44 in the wall, and they both lose a ton of time. Bryce loose, sliding his car around the racetrack. They're 3 wide in the back. Bryce on the outside of 3 wide, and then massive crash. 2, 3, 4, 5 cars piled up in the back. 1 car got loose, and there's a 6th in the back as well. This should undoubtedly bring out a caution, and it appears to do so. Massive, massive pileup. The best way I can describe it is cars got too greedy entering 1, made contact 3 wide into the corner, went up into the fence, and then Heat 5 physics snapped them all around. That was about for 6th place, and everyone behind them collected in a massive incident. We have a big wreck to open up the start of stage number 2. We will be right back after pit stops. We're not actually cutting to anything, I just wanted a bite of chicken. This is really good chicken. But no more chicken for me, because we are about to go green for the second half of stage 2 here in Kansas. Green flag back out in the air. Bryce finally restarting on that inside line. He and Milk up front now. They're both down low into the first corner. They should both pull out ahead of the field in clean air. The 9 car is going to have a run on the 25. What does he do with it? He goes down low. Bryce will go low. The 2 behind Milk and Bryce will close up. The 10 almost gives Milk a shove into the corner. Bryce trying to hold it clean there just below Milk. He'll fall in behind as the 10 car gets a massive run from that middle lane. The 10 car of Icon makes a massive move, gets up into that second position. He's going to pull a slider on Bryce, going to back out of it. Respectful to the championship leaders, as now Bryce and Milk once again are 1-2. Milk up 9 points. Remember, if Milk wins this stage, this becomes a massive hole for Bryce to dig himself out of, because he will earn sweeping points for the stage. 5 extra points if you sweep the stage. This means Bryce has to get around that 25 car, or his championship hopes are going to look very slim with how strong Milk has been out front today. Everyone at Kansas wrapping that high line, 12 cars deep still, but there is a gap between the first 4 and everybody else. The first 5, excuse me. The 98 in 6th position, starting to gain back up. It's starting to become a single file, big old choo-choo train racing here at Kansas as we start lap number 8. It's Milk, still a long ways out front comparatively to what Bryce is having to deal with, and everyone drops low as there's another crash in the back. Completely missed. Zero clue what happened. It looks like the 88 might have been messed up in it. Rogue possibly turned. The 9 is on pit road. Zay is on pit road. I believe he is done. Big crash there. Enough to bring out a caution, which means the stage is over. Stage number 2 is over with that incident. Milk sweeps the stages. Bryce P2. Bryce now has a massive hole to dig himself out of. What an unfortunate ending to stage 2 for Bryce. So we'll be right back for stage 3 as I calculate points. As we are about to start stage number 3, Milk up 15 points on Bryce. That means Milk would have to drop, I believe, all the way to P4, and Bryce would take the win. Green flag is out. The only variable now is where does fastest lap point come into play. It's Milk and Bryce leading it off the bottom lane. Bryce takes the lead, and oh boy, does he need it. Massive contact in the wall in the back. We've got cars spinning onto the apron, hard into the outside wall. It's the 98. Someone got wall snagged, and the 98 went spinning to avoid him. It looks like there's no caution for this incident. Looking back through the field to see if there's anything else. There's cars through the grass on the front straightaway. How does that affect everything? Massive slow up in the back. The back 5 cars now onto the apron. The 24 clears out the 27. Massive hit. The 24 needs a penalty for that one. Drove onto the apron, washed everybody up. From my perspective, that looks like a madman behind the wheel, and not in the good way. That'll wash out a lot of the competition in the back, spreading out the field, which will only benefit the championship drivers. There's still enough up there for Bryce to potentially get the championship if Milk were to fall back anymore, but after the top 6 or 7, it falls off and no one's in the draft. There are 52 laps total in this race. We are sitting on lap 26 at the moment. Bryce leading them out of 4. Milk now has to block a run from the 3rd place driver. I believe once again it's that 10 car, and it is Icon making some good work as Milk tries a slider on the lead. Bryce crosses him over down low. Here comes Icon, splitting them 3 wide. Big move for the 10 car, and it's, I believe, the 16 behind him in that custom green and brown paint scheme. That's right, the 16 on the inside. Milk now falls to second. Bryce falls all the way down to fifth as an exchange of these results. It's so difficult to pass here. Any missed mark, and you drop like a rock with the pack running this close in the draft. Heat 5 is such a draft-dependent game here at this track. It goes the same for Las Vegas, too. Such aggressive racing. And Milk has lost the lead, but is certainly sitting in prime championship position right now, following behind the 10 of Icon. How aggressive does Milk get trying to pass the 10 car? Right now he's in the draft. Does he play it conservative, or does Bryce catch up too quickly? Bryce in the wall in the back, loses a little bit of time. Not as much time as I would have thought, however. He's using that dogleg effectively. He is still absolutely in this main draft pack. The top 4 are for sure. I believe the next 7 are back too. Milk's in the wall! Milk tangles with the outside retaining barrier. He slides back, and there's another wreck in the back. That might bring out a caution. The 98 slow again. No caution yet. There was a 2-car incident in the back of the field. Another big hit. The 98 involved once again is Milk, getting split 3 wide possibly for that. Wow, the 10 car is so far out in front now. And now there's contact for the 5th place position. It looks like the 8 car and the 16 slammed into each other. The 8's going to try to pull a slider. Not going to be able to get around Bryce, as now it's the 10 car way up front. Milk P2, Bryce P3. Bryce now needs this pass bad, and he also might need the fastest lap point, which would put him within 10, but we won't know that until the end of the race. Bryce needing a lot of things to go right in order to bring back this championship. Milk is sitting 1 position ahead of his rival. How aggressive does Bryce get, knowing that if Milk touches the wall, he may lose several positions? They haven't been racing all that cleanly in this race. I don't know what their record or resume has been this season, but this race, it has gotten physical. As the 8 car gets in the wall, stacks up the field trying to get back into that lead draft. Right now, no one has anything for the 10 car out front, who's using a lapped car to draft and keep himself in front. We are right now focused on the championship battle between Milk and Bryce, which is what you are seeing surely on your POV. Bryce closing in 2 car lengths back. Make it 1 car length out of 2. A small run from the 9 machine. Now we'll send it in really deep. Gets within a car length in turn 3 after being 2 back down entering turn 3. As they enter lap traffic, it's the 98 who has been slow and in multiple incidents, and they have caught the 10 car now, using that 98 as a pick. The 9 car up, Bryce into the wall. The 16 and the 8 trying to fire it in, but the 9 will go down low and push the 10 machine. They're 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway at Kansas. Bryce will pull out. He'll pull back into the 3rd position as the 10 car sends it too hard on Milk. They're both in the wall. The 10 car puts a championship contender Milk in the wall. Now Milk hits another car, drops to the back of this drafting field. Will he lose the draft entirely? It's Bryce up front, the 16 lower than him. Some messy driving as now the 9 gets sent by the 16. The 10's not going to slow up. The 9 barely keeps it out of the wall, and they're 4 wide, 4 abreast down the back straightaway. Still 3 wide for second. Bryce trying to survive up front as everyone sends it hard. That's going to be a couple of cars close to hitting the wall. Not quite, but Bryce is going to prevail. Stay out front. The 55 down low trying to make up some positions. The 8 and the 16 jousting for second. This race is getting insane. Blue Angel is your driver of the number 8. Another purple car. So many purple cars. But now it's calmed down a little bit. We're back to single file. It's Blue Angel in 3rd. Icon back into 4th. The 16 is 2nd. And how far back did Milk fall? Bryce, of course, still in the lead. Milk behind the 55. That is Oh, that's so rough for Milk. I believe that's 6th or 7th place right now. He's got to make up some of these positions as the 9 continues the pull away, as this upfront draft battle is threatening to take a lot of him out of the draft. Now Milk goes for a pass, I believe, for the 6th position, drops in behind the 0, picks up his draft, and is going to slightly pull away from the 55. Bryce up front dueling with the 16 cars. There's a huge hit in the back. The 55 Ally Machine into another car. I believe it's the 99. I could be wrong on who that is. I think it is the 99. He's into the grass and will go slow. Lots of damage on his car. Certainly not a good day for the 99. But now Milk looking at the 3-wide battle ahead of him. Can he do anything to get closer to the leader Bryce, who right now is sitting in championship position? Down 15 points, however, this is Milk's prime opportunity as he goes to pit. Pit stops are open. Drivers will be changing tires, adding fuel. This is, after all, a Grand National race, not a truck race. They have enough laps left to come down pit road and take new tires. With the pit window open, can Milk and the 4 cars in his draft train take advantage of their numbers and close in on your leader, who I'm sure will be pitting this time around? And he is. Bryce actually did make the same pit window that Milk did. I missed that. They both came on the pit road at the same time. Whose pit stop is going to be better? Bryce, his car, rolling slightly, no action yet. It's so hard to tell with Heat 5. The 8's off! Now the 55 is off, the 10, the 25, the 9. Milk picks up one position on pit road as there's contact. The 9 and the 16 wrecking each other out of the pits. I don't know if that's a Heat 5 thing or if that's an in-game thing, but the 9 and the 16 into each other, slowing each other down possibly on that apron, but the 9 and the 16, look at how far ahead they are of everybody else. Wow. A massive difference in space there, as Milk will still have the draft of the 8 car, but does Blue Angel have the draft of the 16? That will be a critical factor into how many positions Milk can make up. Milk looks to be in P4 provisionally, depending on how all of the pit stops cycle out. With that being the case, this championship could be determined by fastest lap, which would make things very, very interesting. 98's now down on the pit road. Blue Angel. Really, he needs to work together with Milk here if they want to catch up to the lead draft. I don't think they quite have it yet, but Milk's going to try a pass on the 8 anyways. Interesting decision by Milk, who I do not believe can catch up to the leaders doing this, but what he can do is get himself closer into the points battle. I believe if he makes this pass, he is up 5 points, which means a fastest lap would be a tiebreaker. But now the 8, Blue Angel, tries to cross Milk over. Absolutely, the 25 is costing himself any shot to get up closer to the front by doing this. Risky moves Milk is playing here as he's going to send it in low on the 8. Does he make the slide job work? No, he doesn't. He puts Blue Angel in the wall a little bit. Milk now making enemies with the drivers around him. Door slamming down the back straightaway, likely 2 loose race cars, as Milk now drops out of any position where he could win the championship, I believe. You know what? That's not quite true. Right now, a fastest lap would give Bryce the win. Milk has to get to that P3 spot, and he's in the wall again, puts the 8 car in the wall. Blue Angel in the wall again. These two racing way too hard. Blue Angel, one of the best out there, is not going to let that slide too many times. We've got a battle up for the lead. This is the other area of the race that can really be beneficial for Milk, as Jarrett in the 16 tries a slider on your leader in the 9 car. He's going to make it work and hit the wall. Bryce will slide back by on the inside with a beautiful crossover and take back the lead. Milk still fighting for that P4 position. Again, Milk needs to be P3 to ensure a fastest lap doesn't break his championship hopes. And right now he's sitting in P4. But this 98 machine with freshly repaired damage may be able to draw everyone else back in. This draft at Kansas is no joke, and if you get one lap car stuck in the middle of the lead pack and the behind pack, you can close those two up quickly. But it's the 16 and the 9 battling out front. Bryce absolutely needs this win badly. The fastest lap, of course, the only unknown variable left in this Jockey Racing League season other than the results of this race. The 16 with another big slider. The 9 crosses the 16 over again. Rinse and repeat, but the 16 stayed out of the wall this time. Jarrett, not quite as far back, heading down the backstretch, and with a push from the 98 machine. We are closing in on the end of this race. We are on lap 47 this time by out of 52. 6 laps to go in the season. Milk still in P4. The 98 believed to be a lap down. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Milk has to be P3 to ensure a tiebreaker at the very least. Who wins the tiebreaker is unknown at this moment. But it's Bryce out front doing everything he needs to do. Jarrett looking for a win. Can't quite get around this time. Someone's in the grass out in front. Nobody cares. And that's the car who was in the grass, not quite ghosted, but on the apron, out of everyone's way. And now Milk has closed back in. That 98 doing exactly as I predicted. The two draft groups merging. Now it's Jarrett to the outside. The slide job hasn't worked. How about the top of the track? The 9 of Bryce puts the 16 in the wall. 16 hits the 98, slowing that entire train behind him down. This will only benefit Milk as he goes to the outside. No draft, but he'll have a preferred line entering turns 1 and 2. On lap 48. And the cars going around the top of the track. The 98 in the wall once again. Right now it's Bryce, the 16, the 10, and then in 4th position is Milk, eyeing up that 3rd place spot that he desperately needs if Bryce ends up with the fastest lap here. Bryce holding a strong lead. It's the 10 car trying to pull a move on the 16. Icon's been so strong all race long. These top 4 have. The car in 5th, I believe it's the 0. It's a custom paint job where it's hard to see. I believe it's the 0, a newcomer to this top group it seems. He's certainly been quiet all race, but he's trying to pull a move on Milk, not quite going to be able to do it. We are now coming to 3 laps remaining in this race. Coming down to the end, 3 laps to go in your Grand National season. Milk, assuming nothing changes, looking to be your champion unless there's a fastest lap, in which case he has to take P3. The 10 in the wall, but Milk can't capitalize. Now being pushed by the 98. Can Milk take that P3 and get a for sure championship? Bryce, out front, has done everything he's needed to do this race. Might have been in the wall a little bit there, but not enough to slow him down significantly. I say that! The 16's on his bumper now. More contact than I would have thought. 2 laps to go in the Grand National season. Bryce now under attack, and he has to hold this lead. How aggressive does the 16 get? This is all going to come down to the very last lap. 5 cars under a blanket. It's Bryce leading. The 16 not quite up to him. Milk stuck in that P4 position. If Bryce gets the fastest lap, he'll be your champion. 1 lap to go here in the Valvoline Grand National season. It's Bryce blocking high. The 16 going low. Does he go low enough to pull a slider? It looks like the 16's gonna pull alongside, but will not have momentum out of the corner. Does he get loose? Does! Contact! Can Milk capitalize from the swerving 10 car? He's gonna go low. If Milk pulls off this pass, he will be your champion. Bryce moved up the racetrack into the wall. That's it. It's all over. The 16 will take the checkered flag. Milk will take the championship. Disaster for Bryce. In the final corner, the 16 sends it in. Bryce up into the wall. The officials will take a look at that, surely. But now the fastest lap matters not at all. Bryce is out of it, and Milk is your Grand National Champion. That's 3 Grand National Championships for Milk, 3 for Bryce. The 2 legends of Valvoline Cup Series are now tied here in the Grand National Division. What a finale. What a race. Not too many words to say here. Interviews after this race will be very, very interesting. It'll be, man, the last thing you want is controversy to end a season, but I have a feeling that a couple of drivers are going to be pretty upset with that last lap turn of events. The 16, who had looked great all race, pulls out a late victory, and now we just wait and see on who ran the fastest lap of the event. Not that it matters anymore, assuming no penalties, which I do not believe will be the case. Milk is your champion. So we head to the final screen to see who got the fastest lap and clear up all storylines minus any penalties, which I'm sure will be announced later if there are any. But if I had to take a wild guess, Milk's P3 will stand, and that is all he needs. Yep, joining in just a second. I'm just looking at who got fastest lap, which I do not. Yeah, I know. I know.
That's so close.
All right, let's go. Let's go interview. Let's go interview. Yeah, don't worry, Milk. I was definitely aware that fastest lap didn't matter. I think you're gonna like my call a lot.
Milk.
Yeah, make sure you get Bryce in here. That's needed. Everyone else can go ahead and mute and wait for that.
Hold on, Milk. Sorry for joining the booth. I didn't even realize it wasn't the interview room.
I'm gonna eat some more spicy chicken while we wait.
Nice.
How to make NLS's dad's famous spicy chicken. You put chicken thighs, Frank's Red's hot sauce in a crock pot that's already been layered with butter to act as sort of a lubricant to the crock pot. You put all of that in there. You get some ranch seasoning. You put it on top. You put it on low for 7 hours, and then you can just dissolve it with a fork. And you got shredded chicken. And you get some rice in there. You get some corn. Beautiful meal. All right, we're going to go ahead and start interviews. Unfortunately, we will not get one from Bryce. Hold on, I joined a race in Kentucky. I don't want to do that on controller. I will kill everyone. Oops. But now we start interviews. First up, Jarrett. You are the Grand National Finale winner. I mean, what a move on the last lap. What are your thoughts here?
About damn time. Been in like 8 months. That was a great race, great battle, lots of fun tonight. I'd like to congratulate Milk for winning his third championship actually. Congrats to him. Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah, it really did look like you had one of the cars in the top 4 all night long. You, the 10, Milk, and Bryce lighting up the front of that field. Congratulations on grabbing one right at the end of the season.
Thank you.
And that is your winner, Jarrett. Now let's talk to Odd Coast. I did not catch your finishing position, or honestly, I didn't catch you all race. A quiet night. Where'd you end up?
What was that? Sorry, I can barely hear you. What was that?
Oh yeah, sorry. You're all good.
You're good.
So it seemed like a quieter night for you. I don't think I mentioned your name once. Where'd you end up finishing?
I finished in 11th.
11th. Okay, how was? Oh, so you were involved in, I'm sure, one of those stage 2 or 3 incidents. How was your night?
I mean, it felt like it was going pretty good. I had just at the end of stage 2, I managed to get to 7th place, and then after stage 3 started, I felt like I had a good run going. I was competing for 6th place, and then I felt like I couldn't tell who it was, but I felt like someone turned right on me, and I got involved in a really big wreck. So then after that, I pretty much couldn't do anything, and then I was pretty much hanging out in the back for the whole rest of the race. So
You weren't the 98 machine, were you?
what was that?
Were you in the 98?
Oh no, the 24.
Oh, 24. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, so definitely, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I missed all of that. There are a couple storylines I was able to capture, but with 13, 14 drivers, I mean, only so much I
Yeah,
can do. Either way,
yeah. I was involved in
that
the stage 3 wreck, um, and I
gotcha.
guess pretty much yeah. So
There were 3 or 4. There were 3 or 4 of them. I called it. I just don't think I got all the drivers. But either way,
yeah,
tough break. Odd Coast.
yeah,
I hope to see you back next season.
yeah. I'll be around.
All right. Next up, we've got Pumps. How are you doing, man? How was your race?
My race was good. Pretty good, yeah. I didn't really have any issues that race. Probably the first race in Valvoline that I haven't had one issue.
All right. I am again. I with 15 drivers on the track and everything being on such short notice, didn't catch your finishing position. What? Wait, what number were you? First of all.
55. Normally I'm the 35.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Was that one of the stage 3 incident cars?
uh, Stage 3 incident.
Maybe. I remember.
When was that?
I mentioned the 55 at some point. I just can't remember when it was. But either way.
I think you're just calling me the ally Ford.
Oh, you know what? That is what I was calling you. Okay, I do remember you now. Yeah, you had really strong. You had a really strong car early. What happened in that final stage?
I think the final stage is actually when that car came on. You know, the first stage was, I think I finished 16th. I got into a wreck with someone. I'm not sure who it was, but I kind of got walled. And
It's the heat race that I saw you
I
were
think it was Carlos. We were sent it 3 wide and then walled me. But at the stage 3, I worked my way up to 5th and got a top 5. Wish it was 4th. Then we would have Milk Motorsports 1, 2, 3, and 4.
All right, yeah, certainly a chaotic ending to that race. So, congratulations on the rebound finishing P5.
I want to add one thing though. I want to apologize to the 8 Blue Angel. I kind of accidentally put myself on the wall in qualifying, and then he got into it. So sorry about that.
All right. Speaking of Blue Angel, fast all race. I'd peg you about the 5th fastest car on the track. How was your night?
Uh, Overall, I mean, I feel like we had a decent car, but I don't know. It was a decent race. I feel like at points people weren't really racing the cleanest, but it is what it is. That happens. I mean, it just congrats to I think Malk won the championship, so good job to him, and we'll be back in the cup race on Friday, so I'm excited for that.
All right. Now, in stage 3, just after pit stops, seemed like you and Milk were throwing haymakers at each other instead of catching back up to the leaders. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know. He just did his little slide job moves and put me in the wall, and I didn't like it, so I, showed that I didn't like it, and then he just did it again. So I don't know what his problem is. So whatever, he still won the championship, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that 98, that lap down car came in a huge clutch roll, putting himself in between the lead pack and you guys letting you draft back up. Interesting circumstances and some possible tension going into Friday's Cup Championship from Blue Angel. Do we have anybody else to interview before we get to our champion? Is anybody else in here? I haven't gone. All right, I'm gonna assume y'all are just in here to listen. So with that being the case, Milk, you are the season, what is it, season 7?
Season 9.
Jesus, season 9 Grand National Champion.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. This is the most stressed out I've ever been throughout the entire race. I was shaking probably the entire time. just focused on the points so much, and that heat race just destroyed a little bit of my mentality heading into the race. But I was able to make it up by sweeping the stages there. Bryce had a little incident at the end of stage 1 that really helped me. Having that stage under yellow that second time really helped in that. Stage 3 was very chaotic with the green flag stops. I was scared about some strategy there. And I am sorry to Blue Angel. I was looking back on it. I did do a slide job on him. I just tried to get past him as fast as I could to get back up to the leaders because I needed to get as many spots as I could to make sure I could hold on to it. I did actually put him in the wall. I don't have this slide. I can't. When I get the slide job, it's hard to turn back under. When I make the full move, I get really tight. Like, the car gets really tight, and I tried to get back under, but it wasn't in time. And, one time I put him in the wall, and I tried to let off and give him back the spot. And one time I put him in the second time that it happened, I put him in the wall. I didn't mean to. I just misjudged how he would enter the corner, and that's kind of just how it happened. But I'm glad for all my teammates joining there. Carlos definitely tried to help us being a lap down. Jarrett with the win for his first ever win makes me really happy. We planned this for when we were practicing. We were talking about how if he won his first race and I won the championship, we could go do dual burnouts. We're going to go do that together. Just so grateful for this.
Yeah, certainly an interesting result to this race. Going through your race now. Bad heat race. Very bad heat race. Bryce within 5 points of you after that heat race with him winning it. But then stage 1, again, Bryce has that mistake at the end. Finishes P4. You finish P1. And then the caution comes out after 2 massive wrecks. The first one in particular was 6, 7, 8 cars piling up in the back.
Yeah.
Stage 2 put you 15 points to the good over your championship rival. What was going through your mind at the end of stage 2?
All I was thinking is just don't choke it. Just hold on and just don't mess up the pit stop. I just wanted to stay on strategy with him and not screw up in any way, and I'm glad I was able to do that.
Yeah, certainly stressful watching you position for so long back with Blue Angel. Without that 98 car, it would have come down to fastest lap points to be a tiebreaker, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he was up 11 points. Or he was down 4, and if he would have snagged fastest lap, he would have beaten you by 1 point.
It would have been
the
crazy.
98 came and saved your race.
Dude, I just can't give enough thanks to Carlos. He's leaving Milk Motorsports at the end of the season, and he's going down to trucks. I just want to thank him for everything he's done at our team, getting all those wins, getting that truck championship for us. And I'm just so grateful that he was there when we needed it the most. And thank you, Carlos, for everything you've done for the team. Hope you have a great time down there in trucks.
And with that, Milk is your Season 9 Grand National Champion here in Valvoline. His next appearance will be on Friday in the Cup Championship, where he has an outside shot to go and defeat... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's Cade locked it up.
He's already the champion. I forgot about that. So Milk will show up on Friday, as they'll basically do a Cade parade to finish off the season there.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic evening here in Kansas. Some crazy racing, and I'm sure some appeals to come from some of what's happened in this race.
Yeah.
But congratulations once again to you, Milk, and to everybody who's watched this stream, whether it was live or whether it was replayed. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good night.